Hey everybody, it's Matt and Dyan and welcome back to OK Aussie.
Hi.
It is another of the minis making it things, whatever you want to call it. It's
MasterChef.
Zuru. Mini brands create,
MasterChef.
and yes, I can see a MasterChef logo. Now I am actually very hungry.
I wanted to make lasagna tonight, but
I
I'm
was
going
just
to make
saying.
it tomorrow.
Wouldn't we
From
want to
scratch
do lasagna compared to?
Real lasagna.
I'll wait till tomorrow.
He needs it.
I do need it actually.
Yeah, he does.
Lasagna was one of my
The
go-to
man's hangry.
carbohydrates,
But he's got a right to be hangry,
energy
though.
fueling.
You've got a right to be hangry. You're exhausted.
I am
Oh,
actually
I just lost my
shattered. And you're Minnie Mouse or Mickey combined, whichever one you
Minnie
are.
Today.
Very pink. I do like that t-shirt actually, and you got your ears on. It's almost like a bit of a Disney theme going on here. Well, we are getting into the Zuru mini brands. We've got one of the Create Master Chefs now. These are a little bit more of the complex, harder sort of ones.
I want it to be
Let's hope
dessert.
it's not one that you've had before, because we know your
Please
disappointment
be a dessert.
when you have had something before.
Sweet and yummy I can display in my kitchen.
That's cool. There's probably about 20 plus different ones. It's a mini MasterChef dessert dish, do you reckon? What do you reckon? Drop sheet.
Well,
I think you need a bigger drop sheet than that.
It actually, yeah, this is my drop cloth because it's basically such a miniature thing, right? My glasses, just in case I need to see.
You might have a miniature drop cloth, but you make a heck of a lot of mess, young lady.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I would get a wet wipe.
I'm trying to work out why your squiggly is around your neck.
Yeah. Anyway.
A fidget toy.
Let's put that away because I
Not
don't want to get resin on it.
a fidget toy.
Oh,
It's
I
a
need my
super
fidget
duper. Let's join two of them together to make it bigger than normal fidget
Absolutely.
toy.
Go big or go home.
Okay. Well,
Go big or go home.
we're home. So we're big. You would like something
So
to
we're home.
wipe your hands? Okay. Now, if it's where it
Yes,
stops,
I think.
nobody knows. It's going to fall.
Luckily, it's on the bed.
You're lucky.
I think for everyone's safety, you should get me a drop cloth. Can't be trusted.
How big
All
a drop
right.
cloth do you need?
I'm going to get a toothpick, just in case. Just one.
You
just
mean
one.
not a drop cloth, you mean a...
Oh, sorry. I need...
Is your word finding a little bit skew-if?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wet wipe. It's been a week.
It's been a week.
It's been like a long
You know what?
week.
On top of a week, or weeks, plural, of things happening every day, and you haven't seen our disasters,
When does
go
it
back
end?
and have a look at the previous videos, because seriously, it's not one thing after another.
When everything stops, we're running away.
But don't tell anybody where we're running away
No.
to, because they'll find me. And I say me.
No, you'll see us on the internet, but you won't know where we are.
Exactly. From an unknown location.
Absolutely.
Broadcasting. I'm finding that
Yes.
with everything that we've been going through,
This is why I want to make him a lasagna. Keep
I
going.
need a lasagna. I need the energy. Lasagna is a really heartfelt meal. It's a
I make it
good
from
Italian
scratch.
dish.
I don't cheat. No cheatsies.
No, everything's
Okay.
made. Not
And
out of the jar. It's done from
I
scratch.
am bursting to cook again because you
Yeah.
know what? I don't get to cook, guys. When you're disabled, there's some things that we, and I know you think that's crazy, but if you know disability, some of you out there do, you do miss things like that. I miss cleaning. I miss everything. So
You're welcome to do it.
no, I know that.
It has a
but
consequence. And it
people
has an
need to
impact,
know that because people think that people with disability, they get everything done for them,
No.
actually enjoy it.
Well, particularly when you've got
No,
OCD or something
not
which you've done in your
everyone.
life, you want to do it your way.
Yeah, I
you
don't
want
need
to
the
do
whole
it.
packet.
You want to do it. Right. She doesn't. She won't need the whole packet.
I'm
Famous last
OCD,
words.
it's
That's
like,
good one.
I'm getting
But your
my,
OCD
yeah.
also transfers to what you're just saying, because it's one of those things that you want things done right, or your way. Your way is the
I'm
right
very
way.
fussy when I'm cooking.
Yeah.
Very exact. That's why I'm a good cook.
Mm-hmm.
Very exact.
She does
But it was
cook
hard
nicely.
to learn. My mum is a great cook. My nana is a great cook. But you know what? You ask for a recipe and
It's
they
a
go,
little
it's
bit
a
of this.
pinch of that and it's a cup of that and
That's
it's
it.
about a cup and a bit of that, and there's no exact measurements, and I'm like,
Yep. And there's no written
I need
recipe.
more information. But now I get it, because now I can cook. Now I get it. I'm the same. I make a dish even my own a little bit. I think
That's what experience brings to the
yeah.
occasion, doesn't it?
I love cooking.
Mm.
So,
Well, that's good.
yeah.
Well, hopefully that'll transfer into your MasterChef Mini today.
Today I thought, being
Yeah.
that I'm exhausted too,
We're both
and I'm
exhausted.
saving my energy for tomorrow, I'm going to cook you
She's
a
cooking.
lasagna.
Stand by.
You'll see, But basically, yeah,
fact,
we're going to cook up a
I'm gonna go
massive
shopping.
lasagna
I'm gonna do
so
the
that he can
preparation.
freeze
I'm
it.
going to do the cleanup. So you're doing the cooking in between all those
We've
things.
got a dishwasher, sir.
Oh, I thought my name is dishwasher.
But basically, yeah, I'm cooking a massive one. You've got still the massive.
Do we have a massive tray there?
Casserole dish.
Oh,
The
we got
really
casserole
whopper big one,
dishes, yeah.
So making a big one, and then he can freeze it and eat it for as long as he needs.
Well, that's our trick, is that we do things in bulk. We do a lot of bulk meals up and then freeze things because as soon as the time consistent. Have you got your dystonia coming through on that side? Because I really feel
I
that
cannot feel these. No, I think it's a pinched nerve.
Do you want to squeeze your back?
Like it's no. Anyway, it feels
could be a pinched
heavy.
nerve. Actually, it is. It's a very weighted ball, but
That's
you've
heavy.
got circulation going to your head. It's not locking in. It's
Check.
not trying to do any sort of weird tendon thing. You've got
No, I don't think it's a
rigidity inside of
dystonia.
that.
It's just like I get this regularly, guys. Don't
You've
worry.
got circulation of the blood going through, so maybe it's a
Yeah,
pinched
it's
nerve.
a pinched nerve. I'd say this is my dodgy shoulder, so most likely
I can crack your back if you want me to.
later.
Later. Fun? Yeah,
What do you think it's going to be?
All I know is I'm hoping
Oh my goodness!
that it's not one that you've already done,
There's a
because
lot.
that can sometimes be devastating.
There's one packet.
I like new ones. Now these are mostly
Another
include
packet.
the resin where you actually have to obviously
Another
build it.
packet.
So it's a great cognitive exercise and activity
I
for
can
Dyan.
smell the
Particularly
resin.
with a decline in her cognitive levels because of 22q
Oh, we
Deletion
get
Syndrome,
another.
chromosomal disorder.
We get another one.
So you have got a
this is
declining cognitive thing, or a mild neurocognitive disorder. That's the blue light. That's your ultra light, which does all the solidifying of the
Can
resin.
I see through my?
No, you can't. It's not. No, don't point into someone's eyes, because remember, it's the laser grade. You should never point something like that
Sorry,
into someone's
sir.
eyes. That's okay. Just a safety bit there.
All right.
Okay.
So where's the?
what?
I
You've got
have
it over
it.
there. You've got all the tools, honey. Tools of the trade.
Right, I'm going to put the chef's hat in there because
don't forget.
I don't do it that way. I put it in direct sun. It's quick and easier and
Honey, it's the middle of the
definitely
night.
works.
There's no sun. It's been raining all day.
tomorrow morning.
The sun will come out tomorrow. We're not even keen on
All right, so
harmonising together, but that's
basically-
okay.
We don't have to be.
No.
Oh, this is the resin. So the first package I opened.
But is it showing you anything? Any hints?
Oh, chocolate mousse.
Okay, it's dessert. We've already discovered it by deduction skills. We've got a dessert coming through. Pretty cool.
What's that?
So on top of all of Dyan's dramas that she's been going through with complex chronic health issues because of 22q, because of
Raspberry
the housing
jam.
situation in disability accommodation with the people underneath and other sort of dramas, it's quite interesting that I've also found that I have become burdened by a lot of people asking me additionally for help as well.
For free.
For free. Now look, I'm one of those people that always likes to just muck in there, get stuff done, help other people
Our
out.
values
give
have
the
always
shirt
been
off my
help
back,
others. But
That's
in this current
fine.
society, I am noticing that people are taking that too far.
You mean taking advantage of?
Absolutely. And
Opportunistically
they
doing
never,
so. Yeah.
never say, how are you going? How's
Yeah.
your life
And
going?
that's not-
And it's like,
And because we live in disability accommodation, it's not just
Come
talking about disabled
on.
people, but it's also talking about able-bodied people or even corporations and organisations.
yes.
Because it makes their life easier. They save money, they save time and energy, and it's like, no, that's not what it should be at any point in time. And it is a burden, because it takes away from my ability to be there or made available for Dyan during those sort of things, which is one of my greatest concerns. But it also exhausts me or wear me down, which means then I don't have the energy to be as fully focused on what Dyan might need, let alone my own needs, which as a carer and carer's burden, you do have to look after yourself as a carer. Okay, so whether you're a family member, a partner, or a professional carer, or just an informal carer, you do need to look after yourself. In fact, next week is actually, I believe, Carers Week here in Australia.
What are you going to do for yourself? Are you going to go to Carers WA and actually...
No. Because we have so many things with health and accommodation and other things that are in the pipework at the moment.
Maybe you can line it up with one of my support workers
Well, we
and
are trying to
attend.
get some new support staff in place.
We've
and
got two.
We've got two, but that's training. It's handover. It's getting them set up.
At the end of the day, you should look out for
But
something.
it is good that you brought up Carers WA. They do have a website, they do have a newsletter, and they do have a range of activities and things.
They do,
for
guys,
carers.
yeah.
There is opportunity as well for respite through Carers WA, so you can look at that as a carer. to give yourself a break, so you avoid that burnout that carers
Chocolate
can
rolled
sometimes
oat.
get. They do have training modules. They have counselling and support for carers. Because look, again, there's also a mental and emotional side to being a carer as well. What are you trying to do?
Spoon.
Can anyone see that from that distance with
Probably
their micro
not.
eyes? Let me show some of these things up close and personal. So first of all, the spoon. Dum 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 dum.
Oh, look at
Now
that.
we've got the chocolate rolled oats. Why would there be chocolate
Don't
rolled
know.
oats?
There's chocolate mousse.
But
there's
in the back of them, there is a
jam,
block of chocolate,
there's
there's Cadbury's,
oats and chocolate.
and then there's some oats in that
So
one.
show those two.
I am. We've got the chocolate mousse MasterChef logo. Yum, yum, yum. There's a raspberry jam also with the MasterChef. So far we've got mousse,
raspberry jam,
chocolate,
rolled oats,
oats, a spoon,
and that's what it
and a
sits on,
serving
I'm
platter
assuming.
dish thing
Yes.
on top. Right. But what's it going on? What else
And
is
there's
missing?
a little cup.
Ah, is that ice cream or something? Strawberries.
Strawberries.
So let me show
them
you
the
the two things.
strawberries.
Yep. So it also comes with a punnet of, yes,
Strawberries.
the actual strawberries.
Right.
And then there is this nice glass sundae.
Okay, so
dish
let's
sort
have
of
a
thing.
look. What are we looking at here?
Right. Well, it looks like you're going to put together the mousse, the strawberries. You're going to drizzle some chocolate. And
I think it's that
oats.
one. Am I correct? I think it's that one.
A vegan chocolate mousse
Mm-hmm.
with raspberries and almond crumb. Do you think? Where's the
Where's
almond?
the crumb though? Oh, maybe the rolled oats is the crumb. I'm not sure. Look at the picture on the front. The picture's on the other side, sorry.
So let me share first of all. There actually are
I'm
11
going to heat my resin.
in this iconic series.
So I heat my
Yeah.
resin with a heat pan.
There are super rare ones and ultra rare and other combinations.
Oh, is it rare?
I don't know.
Super rare?
MasterChef is the brand that we're using. We looked.
Tell me,
Here it is.
tell me.
The instructions in reverse order. So that's what you're getting in this particular kit.
And which one have we
You have to
got?
put the strawberries in the bottom. Where's your
Oh, do we?
tweezers?
I've got...
Oh, you got tweezers. Good. You're then going to put your chocolate syrup in, or mousse, whatever it is.
Mousse, right.
Then you're going to put your rolled oats.
Right.
Then you're going to put your chocolate mousse on top of the rolled oats.
Okay.
Then you're putting the strawberry on top of that.
Okay.
Then you're going to put the strawberry jam drizzled over that. You're going to stick your chocolate bar coming in from the side, and that gives you the finished product.
Right.
Okay,
So,
well, that's the theory.
okay.
That's the plan. Let's see how it all goes.
So,
But there are other products
So you're
in this
saying-
range that you can also get.
yeah, show them the
Yummy.
the
Nice little
chances
desserts.
of what you can
Personally, I
get.
like them in real life, but that's okay.
All right.
We'll go with a miniature version of them.
So,
So here are your step-by-step instructions for you to carefully follow.
I'm assuming they go in...
Never make assumptions, because assumptions make out an ass out of you and me.
Okay, no, they don't go
They
in.
don't go in.
All right, so, you know, keep talking about what you're talking about, and I will
Well, I was
follow
talking
the
about
instructions.
carers WA, and I'm
Yes.
only conscious if I distract you, please let me know, because you do need, with executive functioning, to be able to focus. Dyan is autistic, if you're not aware, ADHD, OCD, and has some cognitive issues because of all the cognitive stuff going on from seizures. So
My
being able to
brain's a
focus,
little bit fried.
and we do these activities, by the way, for
But
this
you know
exact reason.
what? It's all good.
Working through
It just
processes,
makes me more interesting
sequencing,
to the right people.
creative things, memory, retention,
Some
following instructions.
people might not be...
Hold on. Now,
Oh, that's
can
the
I make
garnish.
can I make a suggestion?
What?
Read the instructions and put your glasses on.
I am. I'm putting the strawberries in. That's what it says.
But you were about to put a garnish in there. That's not reading the instructions.
Okay, sorry, sir.
Where does the green bits come in? The garnish.
It says to only put
Yeah. Times
4 at the
four.
bottom. But
Because
they've
there's
got
others at the
lots
top.
at the top. But there's only...
How many in
There's
total are
only
there?
6.
So do you want to put
No, there's only
maybe...
5. There's only 5 strawberries.
So the instructions do say correctly 4 at the bottom, but then they're putting 1 on top. See how it's one centralized?
one
So
on
that's
top. But
the
how
fun.
come it looks like that at the end?
Okay, but that's the red part because your glasses aren't on. You're not seeing that the red part is actually the strawberry jam.
Okay, so we put 4 at the bottom and we
She
leave
like your
1.
glasses?
No,
She's a little bit stubborn about the eye thing.
I don't want glasses.
Okay, but read the
Shut up.
instructions.
Shut up. All right, so keep you talking.
I keep
right, so
I've got to keep an eye on you.
I'm heating my resin, so
Okay,
I'm
that's
waiting
good.
anyway. Next.
All right, next thing.
What was your next
We
thing?
were talking about carers, WA. We're talking about
Yes.
carers, the whole concept of recognising
That's
carers
why
each year.
I have a lot of hours through NDAS, and that's why now that we're settled here, we're getting carers.
We do. We will. We are.
But
that's a training
the
process
problem
as well.
is, even with that, people don't realise being a carer is a 24/7 job. Now, when you're in a situation like mine is beyond now chronic illness. Mine is, I am severely disabled.
There are many acute
it majorly
complexities at the moment.
impacts my life.
Yeah.
Therefore, I need a lot of hours per week. And so therefore, of course, I've chosen family first, which is you. But you can't do
33 years, by
everything all of the time. So we have staff.
Well,
I have many hours in my package. So I'm going to use that, right? Duh. And you need a break. But the thing that's bugging me is I'm watching you. When you get a break from me, or I end up being low maintenance on purpose because I'm used to doing things myself, which I shouldn't be used to that, but I am, that I'm noticing that others around us get more care time from you than I do.
Exactly. And that comes down to obviously managing boundaries.
And I start to get a little bit upset.
You try and build relationships, but at the
sorry?
same time you need to also be careful to put some barriers in place to protect your own self-interest, distance yourself and look after yourself first and your person, your primary person first.
Yeah.
But this happens when some people who are very vulnerable or don't have the supports in place and can sometimes be desperate.
But it's not our problem.
Look out for and
We are
try to
here.
get hold of assistance in other sort of
But
ways.
the problem
The system relies very much on informal supports. What's around you?
No, but the problem is, Matt, what's around us is basically people that think that they can just grab you because they don't have their supports or enough supports. That's not how life works. I'm sorry, but it's not.
Yeah.
You know, if I was on my own tomorrow and you died of a heart attack or something like that, heaven forbid, right? I would have like lots of supports. And that's how it would be.
You don't actually have to have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week supports because medical emergencies, as you've seen from some of my videos, can happen at any time, day and or night. You know, most of the time
I'd probably choose a live-in support, like a live-in person to full-time support me, and then have other supports to relieve them from time off. That's how it works. But of course, you've got to find the right person. And no
problems. These tabs, just like the real things, can be a real pain in the
neck.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically I would probably choose a live-in support, which, you know, look, not at first, probably, because it's a big change.
Sure. But we talk about these things because you actually have to future plan. You actually have redundancies and contingency plans in for just in case.
Ooh,
what if I become suddenly sick? Remember, I had heart surgery not so long ago. And that didn't go terribly well as far as not having supports around and having to even come home early and quickly because I still have to look after Dyan who's got acute medical emergencies. And it's like, this is really hard.
And I had to do it on
but
my own.
What if I get hit by a bus? What if I do? You know,
complain.
You know, run over whatever else and I'm not available anymore.
No, but I didn't complain when I was left on my own. Is that the oats next?
That will be the oats next.
I didn't complain when I was on my own. And, you know, look, sometimes, like, I guess that's the difference between me and... Can you help me?
Are we having fun opening packaging again, are we?
No, we're not.
We're not, are we? I'm going to try and open it from the side.
But basically, yeah,
See how
guys.
I'm doing? So I'm just trying to find a spot on the side to be able to peel it apart. See how the side part?
Yeah, I know, I tried that, but I couldn't get it.
Okay, let's try that first.
Yes, please.
Here we go.
But basically, guys, like, I have dealt with my disability. Oh, thank you. I'm going to put the chocolate over here.
Yum.
I'm going to put all that. I've dealt with disability on my own because of financial need. He's been at work all day.
Great.
I've had to deal with seizures on my own in the days when I was being majorly neglected. And so, you know, I find it hard because I think with the X generation, the resilience that we were taught is high.
Absolutely.
And so I don't
You rub a bit
relate.
of
No
dirt on it and you just
offense, but
carry
I
on.
don't relate to people that like. If I had no carers, I would just crawl around on my hands and knees and get it done.
You just get the job done.
I
don't you?
just don't.
Now, not that we like that situation, not we want that situation
not
to
at
occur,
all.
but sometimes, and we've been put into
But,
that
like,
situation because we've been forced to have no supports,
Income.
no systems
We've
in
needed
place. And you've seen
income.
some of those issues that we've outlined.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a real reality for
hardship
many
of
people with
disability.
disabilities across Australia, even regardless of the NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme.
It doesn't cover everything.
It doesn't, and in fact, with a funding crisis because of blowouts and a lot of fraudulent actions that have gone ahead from more of a corporate aspect,
This is cool.
they've had to obviously reiterate that and look at where's that funding going, and sometimes that means cutbacks for some of the most absolutely at need
Yeah.
participants. And of course, there's always going to be new participants being added to the scheme each and every year, whether from little children or from accidents that occur. Or inherited conditions that obviously get worse later in age. So it's a system which is under stress, to be honest.
Sorry.
The wipes, we found the wipes.
All right, now can you explain to me, because this
Yeah.
instruction is confusing. So I put the strawberry on top. That's easy, right?
Okay.
But do I put the garnish or do I put the jam first?
So they're actually putting the jam. Actually, you can see the garnishes in place while they're drizzling that. But I would have thought
I'm gonna put the garnish after the jam.
that would make more sense, because otherwise you might smother over the top of that.
Exactly.
So good thinking, 99. Don't forget to put your chocolate in place though, because you might need to have that in situ.
It's not. It doesn't say to yet.
Okay. But you're about to do the pouring, aren't you, of the jam? You're not having much fun opening things,
No,
are
I'm
you?
not.
No.
That's why I need help. Don't tip it because it's probably
Okay.
going to run on
Wherever
the
there'll be an
table.
opening tab, which there is. Let me get that little sucker
Need
for
no
you
big
started.
answer because it's not
Right,
reliable.
That's started. You can peel the rest back for yourself.
All right, so this is the jam, guys.
Dyan's got a lot of dexterity issues, a lot of strength not
Oh,
available
now I've
into
got to
the
put
hands, and of course
little-
with EDS, it'll stand loss, part of the condition.
my
part of
fingers
mobility.
just bend backwards.
It should
There's
just
no
keep bending,
strength.
they don't actually hold in and hold back.
No strength.
And at the same time, look, some of these things aren't the easiest to actually peel
That's
apart and
not
open,
true.
unfortunately. You know, when it comes to things like disability products, that's going to be quite difficult for people to actually
Yeah.
open up cans or open up jars. So we do actually have a range of different disability products in the
Yeah,
kitchen to
we
help
do.
with grip. There's even an electric can opener, an electric jar opener to at least be able to open up certain things if Dyan needs to do things independently. Because you can imagine, again, talking about carers, if they didn't have a carer 24/7, how does she obtain some of the things? How does she open up certain things like medicine jars, which you can't always get open? They can be sometimes very stubborn.
Yeah, the child-proof ones are not.
Yeah, they're also adult-proof, aren't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're
I think we
adult-proof,
all relate to
guys.
that one, don't we?
So,
Ooh,
unfortunately,
a touch of garnish.
I'm nearly about to have like a panic attack about where it's going and if it's going to do what it. Okay.
You did well.
I did well.
You did well.
Right.
Right.
So
have you got everything on it?
well, I've done the jam. The jam doesn't stay like it does there.
No, of course it will run.
I've still got leftovers of the jam and the chocolate. So
Which
it's
is
like,
what happens with these products. Now you can keep hold of the
there's
resin
a
and use it with other
spoon.
products if you seal it.
So what do you do with the
Well,
spoon?
the spoon really should go into your sundae type jar.
So should I put it in there?
Well, why not? Because you don't want to keep it separate.
No.
So bury it in, and that way it's part of the presentation of this ensemble. Are you happy with the layout, the presentation, the positioning? Does it meet the MasterChef standards?
I think, well, I wish there was more strawberries, to be
Sure.
honest.
Can you see the strawberries at the bottom, by the way, since putting more at the bottom? I would have put
I
a bit of a
think
waste.
if you do this one, I'd put
Leave your strawberries to
all
the
the
top.
strawberries to the top.
I agree.
But the chocolate looks good.
I would have had some sort of like a whipped cream to put on top of this.
Yeah, I
There's,
know,
it looks
right?
like a white
If you were
colour
actually
to us.
eating this,
Let me show the people
no,
at
but
home what it
it's a
looks like.
vegan. That's why
Oh, okay.
it's vegan. So to all you vegans, this is for you.
This is for you. Cheers. So this is the
Cheers.
sundae
So
glass.
chocolate mousse.
So it's got strawberries at
I
the
mean,
bottom.
I could put more
a
chocolate on
mousse.
top.
It's got a drizzle of strawberry or raspberry jam, whatever it is. The
No more
chocolate coming
chocolate?
from the side. You can see a strawberry on top and the garnish as well, and the spoon sitting
Do
into
we
it.
don't need any more chocolate on top?
No, because I think you'd smother it at the end of the
Okay.
day and you'd lose what you've done
Well,
with
I'm
the
glad
strawberry.
this is sweet food because
Okay.
now it's going to go in my kitchen.
Another one for the kitchen collection of mini foods, hey?
Boom. So what I'm going to do...
Now, be careful. If you're an empath, and a lot of carers are by nature empath or empathetic, that means it's sometimes hard to say no. So sometimes you have to have those conversations. Yeah, I get it. And you have to be aware and mindful of your own position. And if people
Mindful
are
and demure.
demure even, and are potentially, taking advantage. And look, sometimes they may be vulnerable. How you manage that circumstance. It's not the fault of other people that they don't have the help or the support, but it's also not your responsibility to take on those roles.
We've been put in
and put
situations where it
yourself
makes us feel we are responsible, and that's
it's a difficult conversation to have, and that's part of what we do on our channel. Part of education.
absolutely it's
part
difficult.
of
but
sharing the concept of our day-to-day
unfortunately, I
Lots of
can't
life.
have people just come into our lives, make you feel the way you're feeling. And make me the way I'm feeling when I see it, because it makes me mad. Because it's like, excuse me, like, this is my carer.
And I think that
it's the
we're
same
talking-
thing. Like, seriously, you are no different to a professional carer.
No.
Because people can walk off
Except
the
I don't get
street
paid.
and be a carer. But he
That's a
just
big
doesn't
difference.
get paid because he's,
Family member.
family member, right?
Okay.
That's my bed. That's my
Squeaky
mattress.
bed, yes.
Squeaky bed. So basically, what comes with that is, the problem is, because he's not a professional carer, they think that he's available. Now, if I went to someone's house and said, oh, can I just have your carer for like 20 minutes? Because, I need some help with something.
Yeah, fix the dishwasher. Fix the
Right.
washing machine. Help with
That
this.
would be, but that would be seen with offence. That carer who's professional and paid would go, I'm so offended. So why shouldn't you?
Yeah.
So don't feel guilty that you're offended,
Guilt comes into
because,
that empathetic role as well.
but don't feel guilty because you are no different in status, even though you don't get paid. The only reason you don't get paid is because they're worried about fraud and people,
And look,
family members
That's right.
doing more hours than they do and
explain that,
charging.
under the NDIS system,
It's a
you can't,
nightmare.
as a family member, be
Get paid.
employed by your person using their
You can
funding
live
of the
with them
NDIS
for free.
in
You
case
can
it then
get
seen as a
a
fraudulent
carer's
activity.
pension. You do the
government
carer's
provides that disability
activities.
support pension. You do, but they've also provided a carer's allowance or a carer's
Yes.
pension. And that's what I'm on. So I've come from high-paying corporate jobs, having my own business or whatever else, and
Six-figure
made that decision
income
probably
to
about
this.
8 years ago because obviously Dyan's deteriorating
Deteriorated,
condition in
yeah.
the health system where she wasn't being supported. She was actually at risk.
My
And I thought,
autism
no, this is
wasn't
ridiculous.
getting me
Not
anywhere.
going to happen. If you want to see the rest of our story, do you subscribe and go back and have a look at some of those earlier
Absolutely.
videos to create context to understand where it's actually come from.
Totally.
But whilst I've been here, and we've only been in this location for the last 5 months, I've helped a person build their entire bed, put that together. I've gone through and helped a person fixing their washing machine a couple of times, their dryer, their
And look
TV,
after their flooded
program
house.
the system, flooded house.
We've had
There's a whole
someone-
range of things that
We've
happen.
had someone
and these
rely
things do.
on us for emotional support,
Well, several have actually done that.
and
Supports
it's a lot,
going to the
guys.
shops, buying
And
this,
look,
going to the chemist, buy that. It's a lot of little steps.
We're not whinging because, look, we are people that will always be helpers. It is who we are
It's in
by
the nature of
nature.
a person.
But the problem is, in current society, it's being taken for granted.
And the question really I'm posing is,
I
how do you
find
manage
it
that?
funny how the paid people of the world get more indignant
Yeah.
than you do.
Yeah.
When they're paid to deal with the stresses they're dealing with, you're not.
But that's an
You're
interesting.
sacrificing.
It's an interesting conversation because
Yeah.
for a lot of these people, I do see them struggle with their support, but they don't get enough done in the limited amount of time that they might be allocated with. It might be the case that they don't get some of the very essential tasks. So they do have to prioritise their needs.
I disagree.
I don't think a lot of things get done.
I disagree.
You don't? How's that?
Because look, I've got a disability that is very difficult to do things. Yet I've got the money for a cleaner multiple times a week.
Yeah.
But I still choose, even though it is difficult, and I do it only when I can.
Sure.
And so sometimes I go without, and sometimes there's dust everywhere.
You'll pace yourself and do it at the time.
But I'll do it because I just believe the same as, this is the Christian in me. Take what you need.
Yeah.
And not more than that.
And there's a pride and independence in this approach.
Absolutely.
As well.
And I think that people see the NGO system as, yes, we deserve support staff. Yes, we deserve supports in many different unusual ways depending on your disability. But I also think that you've got to be proactive in the participation of it. And that's not to say that, gosh, there are weeks at a time when I'm so physically sick I can't leave my bed that I need supports for everything. Don't get me wrong.
Correct.
But as soon as I'm feeling better, there isn't an excuse for me to participate sometimes. But what I'm noticing is it's too easy, and we know in psychology that human beings are lazy. If you don't know that, you know that now. In psychology, the natural instinct of a human being is we are lazy.
Right.
Okay.
The easy route, the easy path.
But I'm a go-getter. I've always been a go-getter. Ever since I was an actual child, my dancing was my absolute career. As a child, as a teenager, and as a young adult, I was always a go-getter. I was always looking for direction, and I was focused, and I studied hard. So I don't understand, regardless, and I'm born with a disability. I just think that, sadly, it is not the disability. It is whether you mentally can cope with your disability or not.
Right.
Sorry. It's the same with neurotypicals.
Yeah.
It's the same with normal, able-bodied people who don't have a disability physically.
Sure.
It is all about the mentality. It is all about how you see yourself in life, and whether you want to push yourself or whether you just want to go, I just can't be bothered. I'm too depressed.
Right.
Can you please help me, everybody?
And that needs to be
take it.
considered in the overall approach and the process. There's one other part to this that I always think about is community. I always believe that if you put out, you hope to build and receive back. That in times of your own stresses, that other people, and that's the balance of reciprocation.
There's not been reciprocation.
I think for many, many decades and years we've found that over the time.
Also on top of
but you
that,
keep going, don't you?
If you're hearing that people that have paid jobs who are getting frustrated having to assist when they're paid to assist, then don't ever feel guilty about complaining when you're not paid to assist.
And I'm not complaining, I'm having a conversation.
No, I'm not saying that, but you have the right to complain.
And I
actually.
do, and that's the point,
I think you should be
which
complaining.
I'm pointing out to the people out there, because there's a lot of
you should be complaining.
And there's a lot of pressure on informal supports, particularly by the system.
The
they rely first on the informal supports, and then they wonder why the families or the relationships break up. Yeah, there's a lot of that, and that's really difficult.
But basically, you are just as valuable regardless of whether you get the paycheck. So what I'm saying is, I think that it's just baffles me that someone can knock on my door and say, I'm going to take your carer. It's like, because he's not paid? Because I don't knock on your door and say, hey, can I have so-and-so? Can she come help me with this? I don't do that. I don't do that. I either have support with you, or whether it's actual paid carers that we hire, or I just go without, or I do it myself, and I might end up getting harmed by it and fatigued by it, or my body hurts more for it at the end of the day, whatever. But I believe you have to push your boundaries, just like not just a neurotypical in autism world, a normal person has to push themselves in their life. They've got to set goals. They've got to make sure they're performing at work, performing at home, performing in relationships. It's the same thing. Just because you're disabled does not mean you can say, I'm not going to work on my relationship. I'm not going to work on my family. I'm not going to work on my personal goals.
Correct.
I'm not going to self-develop anymore. I'm not going to have goals and aspirations. Even like, this is why I do YouTube. I do what I can for a job because I am a go-getter, and I'm not going to sit here and just rot and go, well, I'm just depressed because I'm stuck here.
No. So you got the right attitude and you push through that, don't you?
It's an attitude thing. But I'm offended that people think that they can take your time.
But I wonder if it's beyond even the scope of...
I don't get it.
2 seconds on this. Beyond even just the scope of, in the caring field, maybe a society at the moment and people taking opportunistic situations where they see, oh, look, you know what, if I ask or I try or I get it, a lot of things are like that, are they? And I think people are taking advantage and pushing those boundaries and seeing which is what they can achieve. And so maybe it's not just unique to carers, but I think
maybe not.
Carers
Let us
are
know
maybe
below if you're
feeling this a lot more.
If you know this in like the realm out of the carers world. Is this going on in society where you live? Like, are you having issues with, I don't know, you might be at work, right? I've had this. You're at work and you're doing your, you know, you're like, I'm going to do a super job. That's how I was. I'm a very much, I compete with myself. I'm always competing with myself. I have high expectations, a good work ethic. I'm a hard worker and I pride myself in my work. I'm focused, but I notice that a lot of my co-workers would be like, can you just do this for me? Because the boss asked me to do it, but I've got to go do this. And I'm like, no, I'm doing this. And it was hard and I'd lose friends. And it's like, well, fuck you.
But it's also very hard for an autistic to navigate that. It's hard for you to it's hard for you to navigate social manipulation.
Yes.
Peer pressure.
That's why I just say no when it's like, they just be like, well, I don't like you anymore. And I'm like, well, that was conditional.
Yeah, true.
But it didn't matter because being an autistic, guys, look, it does matter because we shouldn't miss out on socialization, but we can easily do it because we just go within ourselves and we enjoy our job. And I always enjoyed my jobs. I always found the positives in my jobs. Yeah. I wasn't reliant on my co-workers, but I'm just giving you an example.
Absolutely.
Of being used.
Being used. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed MasterChef and the chocolate mousse with oats and other sort of concoctions in this particular dessert.
You know what? I'd eat that.
It's a vegan.
If it was real.
Friendly. There you go. And I hope you've also enjoyed our conversation. Resin. Never eating any products. But I do hope you've enjoyed the conversation and hope it's stimulated some thought processes. Maybe you've experienced this yourself. How do you deal with it? Love to hear your thoughts, your own experiences in those comments, because I'm sure this is not an anomaly. It's difficult. Harder. It is in society in general.
Like it used to be so simple. You used to be able to just say it and people would go, no problems.
Exactly.
But basically, guys, if you want to do this MasterChef one, put it in the direct sun when you completed it
for at least 10 minutes.
For 15 minutes.
There you go, 15 minutes.
Because then it'll be set. Hard. Now touch it, it should not be sticky or anything. Yes. And then you can do what you want with it. It's literally cured, ready to be put wherever you want.
Indeed.
But I highly recommend them just doing them in your bed if you're
it's a great
stuck at
little
home
project.
and disabled.
And it is a good one for
or it's a Sunday afternoon.
Working through processes and steps, executive functioning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fine motor skills. But I'm just saying, like even
make sure you got someone to help at the same time though.
But even if you're just a normal person and you're like, hey, I like to just relax on a Sunday afternoon in front of the telly, you can do this kind of thing.
Sounds good.
It's fun.
Fun. What a rare thing to have. Let's have some fun, everybody. Guys, give us a big thumbs up if you like this particular episode. And if you like the conversation, like I said, join into the community below and have your own thoughts, opinions, and ideas on all this. If you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, hit the notification button, and we'll see you in another episode.
Bye.
Real soon. Bye, guys.